Welcome to Versus Character Cards!
What's up and welcome to Versus Character Cards, the Versus show without the verses. In this series, instead of analyzing two fighters and determining who wins in a battle to the death, we are only going to cover one character at a time, researching who they are and what they can do. I guess you could consider this a respect thread in video form or even a versus cheat sheet, as you could use this as a base for your research in your own versus show. Anyways, be sure to stay tuned for after the episode so you can see who we are covering next time. But today, it's Invader ZIM. Now, alien invasion stories are pretty common, but it's still rare to see them on the level of quality and entertainment as Invader ZIM. With all of his attempts in taking over the world or just flat out destroying the entire planet, he's gotten himself into some crazy situations that are bound to have granted him some incredible stats. So let's invade this little guy's history and take a look at what he can do. The Irkens are a cruel and power-hungry race, desperate to conquer every planet in the galaxy. They even had a plan set in motion to do so with Operation Impending Doom. However, a little alien by the name of ZIM kind of ruined it for everyone. This resulted in him being banished to a fast food planet. However, that didn't stop him from joining in the second attempt at Operation Impending Doom. He simply just quit being banished. So in order to get rid of him for good, his leaders had to trick him into thinking he was part of the invasion by sending him to an unmarked planet, hopefully to his doom. And of course, as all alien invasion stories go, this unmarked planet just happened to be the Earth. Full of people to conquer, full of life to destroy. ZIM still fully believed he was part of the invasion and moved forward with his plans. He set up his base, formed a disguise, and somehow effortlessly blended into society. However, with a paranormal investigator like Dib thwarting his every plan, it's going to take a bit more than his quick wits to get things done. So what is ZIM capable of? Well, his Irken biology does grant him some advantages, like enhanced senses. He can see really far and smell really good despite not having a nose. And he's quite acrobatic. He's also very resistant to heat, as he can survive atmospheric re-entry and standing in a suit full of boiling oil for several hours. He also has insane levels of regeneration. He was able to regenerate his eyes when they burnt to a crisp, and he was also able to regenerate half his body when it was liquefied for lice repellent. He doesn't come without weaknesses though. Water, while not deadly to him, still burns a lot, and he seems to be allergic to most human food, like beans, peas, meat, and a whole bunch of other stuff. Waffles, Mexican food, and candy seems to be totally fine though. Then finally, his biggest weakness is his pack. While this weakness comes from an episode that was never finished, it's still voiced, scripted, storyboarded, and it was the author's intent for it to be part of ZIM's character. So I'm including it. ZIM's pack is everything that makes him who he is. His body is just a meat puppet for the pack to use, and as such, removing the pack will kill the body. In a time span of about 10 minutes or so. Either way, it's a pretty huge weakness. Thankfully, in versus matches, there's no prep time or prior knowledge of your opponents, so whoever ZIM faces may not be able to figure it out anyways. Not only that, but the arsenal and powers that ZIM's pack grants him more than outweighs that huge weakness. Going back to the regeneration, if ZIM's body is incapacitated in any way, the pack can actually reset and reactivate him. The pack can also give him spider legs for extra mobility and speed, he can use night vision goggles, he can shoot lasers with it, he even has an organ harvester. Yep, in a single flash of light, whatever organ ZIM wants, he takes. Then he also has a communication device where he can call his robot servant Gur to help him, or call his ship, the Voot Cruiser. This ship can give ZIM a full jet suit that allows him to fly in space on his own, and it can transform its own thrusters into laser beams. Also, he can throw an exploding leprechaun cat. That's a thing. Now ZIM's feats are impressive, especially in the field of speed, as he is a space-traveling alien after all. His ship, the Voot Cruiser, can travel across galaxies in as little as 6 months, and ZIM can react just fine while controlling it manually. ZIM has also driven motorized versions of entire planets around the solar system in mere seconds. And away from vehicles, he has several laser dodging feats, and the jet suit that he gets from his Voot Cruiser can actually fly him across a planet-sized ship in no time at all. Not only can he move fast though, but he's smart enough to build fast. He can build a device that rips out eyeballs and replaces them with robot eyes in a couple hours. He can build a giant water balloon thrower that can throw water balloons the size of entire cities in just a weekend. And in just a couple days, he was able to modify the membrane's most advanced new tech to transport the entire planet. And thanks to his countless battles with Dib, many of the things he built to destroy Dib, he can also survive as well. For example, that giant water balloon that can flood the entire city? Yeah, Dib tanked that. Zim can scale. Zim also survived a super slow explosion that destroyed the entire city. People try to discredit this because he wasn't in the epicenter of the explosion, but Dib was. And Zim can scale. There is one thing I need to discredit though. Although Zim did spend an extended period of time inside the Florpus, which can rip apart planets, there really aren't any other feats in the series that come close to this. I mean, sure, with prep time, lots of Zim's devices and plans can affect the entire planet, but these devices rarely go up against anyone physically, so Zim can't really scale. So any planet level stuff is an outlier. I still wouldn't underestimate Zim though, he's one persistent little Irken.
Smells all me. What you gonna do about it?
Time for the conclusion segment. In conclusion, Zim is pretty tough for such a little guy. He's got city-level durability, massively faster than light speeds, and plenty of hacks like organ harvesting, body regeneration, able to make himself unstupid or undead with his pack. And because of this wide and varied range of stats and abilities, it's a bit tricky to pinpoint a good opponent for him. He could probably handle Buzz Lightyear from the Buzz Lightyear cartoon. Yes, the Universes was wrong. I guess he could handle some versions of Astro Boy, the mid-tiers of One Punch Man. And maybe, just maybe, his incredible speed and hacks will help him get around the overwhelming strength of Stitch from Lilo and Stitch. Overall, I hope this research helped you, and I can't wait to see what you guys do with Invader Zim in your own versus shows. Now let's see who's next.
Next time on Versus Character Cards, it's the Scout from Team Fortress 2.